So when you make a box plot, you have to make sure that the numbers are in order from least to greatest, just like when you find the median. And the reason you do that is because you do have to find the median. Now this is what your box plot is going to look like. So I want you to put this in your notes. It's a rectangle, and it has a line. And then you have a line going out this way with a dot, and a line going this way with a dot on the end. Okay, so draw this into your notes, and now let's label what each part is. This right here is the median, which is why we put the numbers in order from least to greatest, so we could find the middle number. And then this number is going to be sitting on the lower, it's going to be the smallest number, the least number. And this dot is sitting on the number line. It is on the greatest number. The greatest number. Now there's two other numbers on our box plot. This one right here is what we call the lower quartile. See, I have a class with me right now, and I told them to whisper, but I have some gentlemen over on the side of the room that don't follow directions, and they're not whispering, so I apologize for them. And then this number here is, this line is sitting on the upper quartile. Try not to tap the pen too hard. Right, Jalen? Okay. Now, when you find the median, we've been doing that since we were in elementary school. You find it the same way. You put the numbers in order from least to greatest, and then to find the lower quartile, it is actually the median between the least number and the median, and then the upper quartile is the median of the median and greatest number. Seriously, Brittany. Okay, that big explosion you heard was Brittany laughing. Okay, pausing. Okay, so when you're in your textbook and you're working on the assignment, you can go back into your textbook and you can play with the animated math. You're going to be finding medians, and you can watch these videos. Just because I don't put them in your weekly planner doesn't mean that you don't do it. You can still go back and do it. Okay, so let's try it on our own with this data here. It says the daily high temperatures for some days last month are shown. Make a box plot of the data. So our numbers in order from greatest to least, we're going to do that real quick. Okay, so the first thing that I need to do is find the median. The median is going to be the number in the middle. So I'm going to go in red and just, this is when you would do the rainbow method, or you can just count. Okay, there's my two numbers in the middle. So what's halfway between 83 and 84? 83 and a half. Okay, 83 and a half. And then my smallest number is 75. My largest number is 94. So there's 75 and 94, and then my median is here. Now we have to find the lower quartile. Okay, we do that by finding the median of the small half, the lower half. So 75 plus 83 and a half. This is going to be good practice in adding decimals. Okay, and after we add them to, obviously 158 and a half is not halfway between 75 and 83 and a half, because what do we still have to do to these two numbers? We still have to divide by 2. I want to see all of this in your notes. I want to see the median, the work for the median where you put the numbers in order from least to greatest. I want to see this addition. I want to see this division right here. You're dividing 158 by 5. If you don't need me to do it for you, it doesn't sound like you're whispering, then you can just pause it. Let's see what they say.
Good afternoon, teachers and students. Teachers, this is your 5-minute warning. We will be releasing to the 7th period in 5 minutes. We will then resume the same bell schedule that we had, so 7th period will be a little bit shorter, and we'll be going to 7th, 8th, and 9th periods today, but we will be releasing in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Okay, and I bring that down, so I have 10 down there, 79.25. Okay, so 79 1/4 is halfway between the median and the lowest number. I'm still recording. Shh. And now let's find the upper quartile. Okay, to find the upper quartile, you're going to the upper quartile is going to be your median. Again, we're using your median, 79 1/2. No, what was it? 83 1/2. And we're going to add it with the biggest number now, which was 94. Do this addition on your paper. Okay, obviously 177 1/2 are not in between 79 1/2 and 94. You still have to divide by 2. We're finding out what's halfway between the median and the biggest number. I'm just doing all this work right on top of it. I'm just going to have to erase it in a little bit. Can you see that? All right, so 88.75. 88 and 75/100. Okay, so there are the 5 numbers that I need. Okay. Now we're going to draw the picture. Okay. Okay, so I wrote these down before I deleted it. The median is 83 1/2. So I go find 83 1/2. This is 84, this line right here. So then 83 1/2 is going to be right before it. Okay, 83 is exactly halfway between 82 and 84. So 83 1/2 would be halfway between 83 and 84. So that is, I'm still recording. That's my median. Okay, and then my upper quartile was 88 3/4. So this mark would be 88. This would be 89. So 88 3/4 would be about right here. And then my lower quartile would be 79 1/4. This is 80. So this is 79 right here. So 79 1/4 is a little bit after that. So there's my box.
Ring, ring, ring. Time to go to 7th period.
Ah, Mr. Crowns.
Let's set a 7th
Now,
period. It will be over
from
at
here,
2:30.
you draw your line down to the least value, which was 75, which was right here. I know it's about right here because this is 76, and it goes halfway between 74 and 76. And then my greatest value will go all the way up to 94. Ah, finally, a number that ends like on a number on the number line. So if you notice, each mark counts by 2, but then they're only labeling every other one. You have to be very careful for that. All right, so let's analyze this box real quick. The biggest number is where this dot is up here, 94. The smallest number is down here. It was 75. Okay, and then That was 82, 80, this number is 84. So that was like, what, 83 and a half is our mean. Oh, no, not mean. It's our median. Okay, the median of the small half over here was 79 and a quarter. Let's write that down, 79 and a quarter. And then the median of the upper half, we call it the upper quartile, was 88 and 3/4. Okay, our median we said was 83 and a half. Okay, the measure of spread is down here. It's a number that describes the spread of the data. In other words, like what numbers it covers. What are some of the small numbers? What are the greater numbers? And the measure of spread is really just how big the box is from here to here. From here to here. Okay, so let's see if we can. Group A. Well, these are the ages of dancers in two different dance troupes. So you have Group A and you have Group B. And already I can tell my blue group, Group B, is like more this way. So that means they're older. And Group A is over on the smaller numbers. So that means it's a younger group. So for Group A, the upper quartile, which is right here, is 24. And the lower quartile, the end of the box, is at 20. So when you subtract those, remember range is subtracting the biggest minus the smallest. When you subtract those, you get 4. So there's 4 years difference in those. And then let's look at the Group B. The biggest number was 26, and the smallest number is 21. It's right here, 21 and a half. So you have to subtract those. 26 minus 21 and a half. Boys and girls, you have to remember to put that decimal and 0 there on your own when you're taking the STAR test. And you get 4.5, which is what they have here. So the range there is 4.5. So B says compare the interquartile ranges. How do the interquartile ranges describe the distribution of the ages in each group? In other words, how it's spread out. It says the IQR of Group B is slightly greater, 4.5, is slightly greater than that of Group A, which was 4. So the ages in the middle half of Group B are a little more spread out than in Group B. Group A. Okay, the box looks like it's a little bigger, maybe. Let's see. Does it? Kind of looks like it does. Well, anyway, and then you can see that the whole part of Group B, the whole from the smallest dot to the biggest, is longer than Group A's. So let's try it out on this one. On your notes, let's do Group A. Group A. I guess I'm going to write it in green since it's green. We have the, what are we counting by? That's 1,000, that's 1,500. Maybe this is 1,100, 200, 300, 400, and then 1,500, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 2,000. Okay? So Group A goes from 1,100 all the way up to 1,800. So let's find the interquartile range. Range means you subtract 1,800 minus 1,100. And that's 700, what is it, weekly earnings? So that would be dollars. Okay? And then Group B, it's in blue. I'm going to do blue. Group B, its upper quartile number is 1,000. It's halfway between 8 and 9. So 1,850 minus, and then this is at 1,400. We're learning that the dashboard assignments do not like commas, right? Sometimes when you put a comma in, it'll count it wrong. I don't know if you've discovered that. All right, that equals 450. Okay, so Group A spreads out a whole lot more than Group B does. Okay, that's a much bigger rectangle. The whole picture for Group A is longer than the one for Group B. Now, finding the range. A lot of you have been asking me, when are we going to learn about range? You already learned about it in elementary. Another measure that describes the spread of a set of data is the range. The range is the difference of the greatest value and the least value in a set of data.
Students, please pardon this
Pause.
interruption.
Okay, that was Mr. Edlin saying to follow the afternoon schedule. It's a no pass period. That makes the day really long. All right, so we're going to, it says the data set shows the ages of the players on 2 professional baseball teams, Team A, Team B. Find the range. So we have to find the biggest number, okay? So for the biggest and the smallest, okay? So the biggest, there's 36. That's pretty big. 39. Okay, is there anything bigger than 39 on here? Okay, so 39 so far is the biggest. Checking, 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 checking. All right, so 39 is the biggest, and now I need the smallest number. So 27. Is there anything smaller than 27? Yeah, 24. Looking for something smaller than 24. Don't look too fast. 21. That is the smallest. So 39 minus 21 is 18. So that's the range from the youngest to the oldest. It is 18 years. And let's check. I'm going to put 18 right here. Okay, Team B, biggest number, big, big, big. There's 30. Anything bigger than 30, there's 31. 31, 31, 31. Okay, so 31, a lot younger than Team A. And then the youngest person on Team B. Okay, here's 24, 21. This is the youngest so far, 21. 21. Anything younger than 21? 21, 21. No. 21. So 10. So the ages on Team B range from 21 to 31, so the range is 10. So they're telling us to put them in order from least to greatest. There they are for us. And then you just subtract them. Is it necessary to put them in order from least to greatest? It's not. You could do what I did, but you're probably going to have to put them in order anyway because it's not just going to ask for the range, it's going to ask you to find the median too, I'm sure. Okay, so let's do that on your paper. I want you to write range. And then for Miami, what's the biggest number for Miami? There's 80, there's 90, 91. Anything bigger than 91? No. What's the smallest number? 76. 76. Is that it? 76. So 91 minus 76. You better be subtracting correctly. If the bottom number is bigger, you have to borrow. Okay, so the range for the high temperatures, there's a 15-degree range. Okay, and then for Chicago, smallest number is it 31? 31. I'm checking to see if there's anything smaller than 31. No, that's the smallest number. And then the biggest number looks like it's 84. 84, 84, 84. Anything bigger? No. Okay, so Chicago, do this math on your paper. Chicago, 84 minus 31 gives me 53 degrees. Who has a bigger range? Chicago does. They have really, really cold days, and then they have some very much warmer days. And then Miami is always pretty warm, so their temperatures don't really range too much. That's why they're always running around in bikinis over there. Okay, so let's go through this guided practice real quick. It says we're going to follow these steps. So on your notes, I want you to order the data from least to greatest. So do that. Okay, so there's the data in order from least to greatest. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, now we're going to find the median. Okay, so I'm going to cross out. I'm going to do 3 at a time. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then luckily I have just one number in my median. They didn't make me have to find the mean of the two middle numbers. Okay, now let's find the lower quartile. All right, the lower quartile, so I'm going to find the median of the, just from these numbers right here. Okay, the median. So I'm going to cross, or I can do a rainbow here. Lovely. Okay, what's halfway between 13 and 14? That would be 13 and a half. And then the upper quartile, I'm going to find the median of these numbers in the top half. Okay, so we can do a little rainbow. You know what, I just really need to change colors because all these colors are getting mixed in with each other. Well, let me change it to a little purple color. And then I'm going to do a rainbow to find the one in the middle. Okay, 35 and 35 and 43, I don't really know what's halfway between those two numbers. It's not as easy for me to see, but I can do it super quick by finding the mean of those two numbers. So add them together and then divide by 2. And that gives me 39. Gosh, who would have thought 39 is halfway between 35 and 43. So that's my upper quartile. Okay, and now we're going to make a box plot of the data. So 29 is going to be my median. It's the middle of my box. And my lower quartile is 13 and a half, 10, 11, 12, 13, halfway between 13 and 14. And then my upper quartile is 39, so it's here. And so there's my box right there. And then I'm going to reach down to the smallest number, which was at 4. And I'm going to draw this line up to the biggest number, which is 64, right up here. Now let's find the inner quartile range. Okay, so my smallest number here was 13 and a half, and my biggest number was 39. So the range, the inner quartile range, we're going to see how big that box is. So take 39. A range means that you subtract. So we're going to subtract those two numbers. And that's 25 and a half. And then the range, the regular range, means all the way, the whole picture. What is the range of the whole picture? So the very biggest number in the data was 64, and the very smallest number was 4. And so that means that my range of the whole picture is 60.